The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the November 13th, wonderful Wednesday edition of today's opening bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call, There is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer. On his 7th birthday, Simon Evans adopted Sam, an 18-month-old cat from the animal shelter. Sam had been very badly treated by his former master, a drug addict whose unpredictable behavior and often cruelty had an obvious impact on the cat. The cat was nervous as can be, and so frightened he spent most of his time hidden behind a bookcase. Now, Simon was a very smart lad. He knew the importance of persistence and of being gentle and loving with his new friend. Gradually, Simon's unconditional love began to pay dividends. Sam began to move away from the bookcase for longer periods of time, and Sam would eat when Simon guarded his back. As time progressed, the boy's love turned the little feline into a more trusting and responsive cat. Constant, unconditional love communicated is the one power that can eventually cut through all of the obstacles in life. Loving, kind, nurturing behavior is really our natural state. And each of us, well, we were born with the gift of love. Someday, after we master the winds, master the waves, master the tides, you and I, we will harness the energies of love. Then, for the second time in history, we will have discovered fire. Yep, we will have discovered fire yet again. Folks, there is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer. You know, staggering amounts of manpower and money are devoted each year to discovering, understanding, and harnessing the forces of nature. However, the greatest force on earth is love. The real wealth of nations does not come from its mineral resources, but from what lies in the minds and the hearts of its people. You and I, we can harness this force of love if we listen to our hearts and minds. This, folks, is the law of life that will lead to an extraordinary existence. And, folks, I absolutely love being here with you. Let's go check out the love in the markets here right now. We've got the Dow futures trading down 87 points, trading out at 15,624. S&P futures off 8.5. They are trading out at 1756. NASDAQ futures off 22 points, trading at 3341. Russell 2000 off about 9, trading out at 1091. King dollar back 122 ticks, 12 cents, trading out at 81.13. A little bit of move here in the Great British Pound, biggest currency move that I see at the moment. Goldilocks, that's trading up $4 at 12.75. Silver back 7 cents, trading out at 20.70. Light sweet crude up 54 cents, trading at 93.59. Our call-in number, 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Would love to hear from you. Happy to take a look at any stock chart that you would like. If we take a look at what's going on across the world here, something to think about. Right now, the DAX over in Germany, that's off nearly 0.9%. That's down 82 points. The FTSE, that's off 1.6%, down 105. The Nikkei off just slightly yesterday, down 21 bucks. That was off about 0.15% out there. The Hang Seng and the Shanghai, total different story out there. Hang Seng off nearly 2%, 1.9. The Shanghai off 1.8% out here. So it's going to be all up to the good old US of A. It's going to be up to the bulls here to see what they might want to do this morning. Finally, something other than a flat market for us to take a look at and to talk about. So where do we begin today? Let's begin the day by taking a look at probably the biggest signal that we saw in the market yesterday for a flat market. sometimes these flat markets can offer us important signals out here, and that important signal actually coming from the Dow, futures out here. It wasn't a doji. What the heck? I thought that was a doji candle. I guess I didn't have my chart updated or something yesterday. Well, so much for that signal that I was going to share with you. But let's go take a look at what the Dow futures did as long as we're in here anyways. The Dow futures, if we take a look at that trend line coming up, we're doing inside of the Dow. The first one, that took place here on May 22nd. So the top of that level, 15,523 out there. And then really the next key reversal session. Actually, I should move that line. Let's move this up here. Let's side of the Dow out there, and that's that little red diagonal line if you're watching us on screen here. If you're listening on the radio, your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, thanks so much for doing that. Key reversal sessions, they are very important for us to be paying attention to, important both from either a bullish or a bearish side out here. So that says that high out here on November 7th, very key, not just because it's a key reversal session, but key, 15,779. If we do see a close above that, well, prices are going to break out to the upside. If not, we should see a minimum pullback to 15,347. That's your dead cat bounce. That's your 0.382 retracement level. And I would say more likely move back down to the bottom of this little rising price channel, which will take us into right around the 15,080 level out there. So that is, 15,080, that's about a 600-point move to the downside. It's only Wednesday for markets that haven't been doing too much here for a while. We'll see how the day plays out here. Right now with futures where they're at, if we go take a look at the EKG, the 30-minute charts here, what we'll see is we should expect a bit of a bounce, just simply that rubber band has stretched. Let's go and take a look at the Dow futures. So don't jump on the short side here just yet. There should be a little bit of a snapback if you're looking to get on the short side. The question is going to be, where is that level? So if we take a look at the Dow futures, here's that 208-point consolidation that it's been flirting with back inside the consolidation out here. I would have to say a snapback. We just simply take a look at this last leg down out here. Again, this will be important to be paying attention to because in the case of in case of each of the 30-minute contracts that we're looking at, they've each reached the level where you start to get to an oversold condition. So this is going to be our first test for a test where, bulls have basically run in here at all times, watching and observing what kind of snap back we get here, and when we take a look at this, if we just take a look at the last leg down, we'll take a look at a number of different retracement levels to be paying attention to. But if we just look at that last leg down, that's just really coming off of about 3:30 this morning. So the high out here in the Dow futures, 15,712, down to the low that was put in here as we came on the air at 9 o'clock. The 0.382 level, I should put the 0.382 level out here, about 15,651. The 0.618 area, I think this is the one to really watch, 15,674 or so, would take you right back to this top of this little consolidation range. If it can't do more than that, folks, that is going to give you, when I say more than that, if it can't get above 15,651, boy, that's telling you we're in for a day probably very similar to what we saw over in Asia last night inside the Hang Seng, inside the Shanghai out there, setting up an A to B equals C down. Remember, you in this consolidation level, the Dow has gotten down and tested that area about 15,473. That's held as support. So we're going to be wanting to watch the Dow. Believe it or not, Dow's been relatively strong here compared to the other indexes. So we want to watch that. Second strongest index out here has been the ES Mini. We take a look at the S&P futures contract right now. It looks like a bit of a descending price channel that price has moved into. This price channel that I drew in here was actually last evening. This was before price had pulled back into the lows here. So as we came into the 8:30 session, nice little wide-ranging bar moving down into those lows, but also getting that rubber band to a level where it's so stretched it has to either just move its way sideways or do some kind of a retracement out here. So it's going to be important for us to be watching the S&P futures. How much weight am I putting into this descending price channel? You know what? What's odd about it? Not odd, but what's interesting about the pattern was the descending price channel was drawn sometime yesterday afternoon, and I just simply was using the high of just using the high here from 8:30 in the evening on September so last evening was when I as I was working on the chart. So last evening, just drew this in here, and what was interesting is that both the top held at about 4 o'clock this morning. The bottom has so far held as well out here. So we want to watch the S&P futures because it's been stronger than the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000. If we go take a look at that as well out here, we take a look at the NASDAQ, what the NASDAQ in essence has done here. And the NASDAQ's actually given us beautiful patterns. The NASDAQ has worked with these consolidation patterns better than anything else thus far. What I mean by that is if you recall, you go back last week, we had the NASDAQ travel in this 38-point consolidation pattern. When it broke that, it made that 38-point move. Now, guess what, folks? A smaller 22-point consolidation, and it busted through that as we were coming on the air at 9 o'clock. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Not much change here in the future. So we were taking a look at the NASDAQ, and I was showing you the little sideways consolidation pattern out here. Also yesterday, on yesterday's shows, we took a look at this little descending price channel that the 30-minute chart for the NASDAQ futures had been traveling in. So if you were to go take a look at yesterday's show, you'd see these diagonal lines to the downside. Now, what's interesting out here is that we did see the NASDAQ break through that yesterday. Broke through at the 10 o'clock hour. You know, when you break through a consolidation, when something breaks through a consolidation or a price channel, rising or descending price channel. In this case here, it's a descending price channel. When you break above it, you like to see it come back, test it, just prove to yourself that it's going to be a potential real breakout here. And what the NASDAQ futures did was, in fact, just that. Came back, tested it right around 12:30, all the way up until about the 2 o'clock time frame, and then coming into the close here from 3 o'clock on. Nice little wide-ranging bar to the upside, but you can see price just really stopped as it made that 100% move of a move. That was an indication that, well, you know what? We've got two competing patterns that are going on out here. We've got this little sideways consolidation, probably looks like right around in this range right here. The highs are pretty well marked. That's pretty easy. The lows here takes a little bit of, we'll have to wait for some information, but I'm just simply using the low of the trading session right around 4:30 in the morning. That came in on November the 12th. We see that what has happened here, these two competing patterns, the horizontal and the diagonal pattern out here, the horizontal being the consolidation, the diagonal being the descending price channel, so price has moved back inside it. We'll see if on this little relief here, as it tries to work off that little bit of a oversold move out here, and it's in that extreme level, whether or not it can get back into the consolidation. If it does, that sets up either a retracement or a move all the way back up to the top of that consolidation, 33.65. My suspicion is that it would be just simply a retracement into that consolidation. That would take the NASDAQ futures into about the 33.47. That would be in the cards. 33.52 would be normal inside the NASDAQ futures. So we want to be paying attention to these patterns here inside the NQ for to help us understand what the move of the markets is. Now, it broke back into the the descending price channel here, so we can see during this half-hour session so far, it's testing that. If it wants to stay inside this price channel, folks, that actually sets up in the NASDAQ futures a run all the way down to the bottom of the price channel. You say, hey, Steve-O, where is that? If we just take a look at potential expansions out here, the expansion from the swing point low at about 4:15 in the afternoon on November 7th all the way up to the swing point high at 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday, the 1.272 of that takes us into about 33.03. And so that's what I would be taking a look at out there as a eventual target, at least, for the NASDAQ futures. 33.03 will not bring it down to the bottom of this descending price channel out here. In fact, it's a lot more damage that would take us back into that area, probably around 32.66 or so. Now, 32.66 certainly not out of the question, because if we take a look at going from a real swing point low out here on October the 9th out to the high so far that's been put in here, which was on October 30th, what you will see is just the dead cat bounce alone is 32.92. And that is the likely target if, in fact, we are going to see continued moves lower for the next 2-3 trading sessions out here. Had a request in the den by Russ to take a look at a entity called Sun Coke Energy. So let's go take a look at that. Let's just switch over here. The ticker symbol here is SXCP. Russ is taking a look at this as a long-term holding. Got into it last summer, I believe. Come on, SXCP. Why am I not getting it up on my screen here? Because that will make it very difficult. There we go. It would make it very difficult for us to look at. So SXCP is the ticker symbol right now. Closed out at 27.30 yesterday. So it looks like a real nice trend out here. Now, here's an IPO. I bet you the folks at Twitter wish that their IPO looked like this. Doesn't look anything like this. Came out in January of 2013, low of 18, high of on that trading session of 1928. It's traveling at 2730. This actually looks really strong out here. This nice little wide-ranging bar that you had from November the 5th, it's a long-term holding out here, but until price actually breaks below this area, now it's not a lot of volume inside of this equity, so pretty illiquid. Just to give you an idea here, yesterday did 52,000 shares out there, so it's not the most liquid of instruments. But what we'll do when we come back from the break, we're going to go ahead and see how these markets are going to drop, whether there's going to be any pop at all. And then we'll come back, we'll take a look at SunCoke Energy, look for potential exits, some stops. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. It's that time of year again, and our semi-annual Tiger Dollar sale is back. For a limited time only, you can get a 25% bonus on any Tiger Dollar purchase, and included in your purchase, you'll gain access to an exclusive 4-hour live trading event with Tom O'Brien on November 19th called Strategies for Trading ETFs, a live trading event. The only way to gain access to this exclusive 4-hour workshop with Tom O'Brien, which includes live trading, is by purchasing Tiger Dollars as part of this promotion. Tiger Dollars can be used for any TFNN products and never expire, so now is a perfect time to get your 25% bonus. Don't delay, this will be our last Tiger Dollar promotion in 2013, so act today. For all the details and to get your 25% bonus on your Tiger Dollar day.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races. We got the Dow down 72 points, trading out at 15,678. S&P off about 7, trading out at 1760. Composite down 17, 18 points right now, trading out at 3902. Russell off $5.60. That is trading at 1095. Apple down $2 and change. Microsoft off 1% this morning, down 38 cents. Google off 260. Lead the charge to the upside. Eros International PLC EROS. That's up. No, that must be a IPO out here. Up 171%. Let me see here. SEC Corp. That's up 8%. That's up $6. Pioneer Natural Resources PXD up 2%. Potbelly Corp. Potbelly. That's one of that new restaurants I think out there. Right there, up 17% here this morning. Looks like they were out with earnings. Their third quarter earnings, net income $3.2 million versus $2.5 million a year ago. I don't have the top line numbers. Just says their guiding revenue in line. Their revenues in line with their guidance out there. But Potbelly's having a nice morning out here. Macy's. I believe Macy's was out with numbers M, the ticker symbol there. They're up about 7% this morning, up $3 and change. Tesla Motors up $2.22. Lululemon up 3% this morning. Canadian Solar CSIQ up a nice 7% out here. RLD, Riald Inc. Well, that's up a nice 19% out here. They're out with numbers. See if we can locate them. Looks like revenues of $44 million versus $54 from the year before. If this thing is up 19% out here, let's take a look, see what if I can find a bottom line number out here. Their loss was $4.6 million versus $4.17. Man, these things must really be guiding something out here. RLD as a ticker symbol, up 20% here this morning. Leading the charge to the downside, you've got ITC Holdings, not to be confused with the investment tax credit, but ITC Holdings down about 5.6% off $5.65. That means it was at about 100 yesterday when it closed. Frank's International, FI, down about 6%. That's off 558. Netflix off 260. YRC Worldwide, holy cow, that's down 22%. What the heck is in the deal there? Revenue of $1.2 billion versus $1.2 from the prior year. Net loss $44 million versus $3 million from the year ago. Oh my goodness, they had a flat tire or something. YRC Worldwide 4% this morning. Annie's BNNY down 4%. Marketo MKTO down 5% out here. Goldman Sachs off $1.60. Again, our call number 877-927-6648. So we're seeing that little bounce that we expected as we take a look at the futures contracts, just simply because they had gotten to that area where the rubber band had stretched. So very cool how all that works, isn't it, folks? Just think of how you could use that in your trade. Now we take a look at this on a short-term basis. Of course, I use it for entering and exiting my trades all the time. I went ahead and closed out a trade just as we were coming, a short trade just as we were coming on the air. So it was nice to bag a little bit of cash here. And the reason was just simply the market. It just was the ESPN. It simply had gotten stretched out there. And, just so you can see here, I'm a man of my word. You can see just bag. There's the results there, that 41.05 here. That was just a little bit of shekels here during the morning session out here. Didn't take the long side of the trade out there. Just simply looking more for the shorts at this stage of the game out here. Now let's go back and take a look at this equity. What's the ticker symbol? Let me go back here on the earnings side. We take a look at it. It's SXCP is the ticker symbol. Now, The question is where to put in the stop. Now, this is a longer-term holding for our denner out here. And, folks, if you haven't had a chance to check out the Tiger's Den, really do yourself a favor and do that. Great group of folks in there, and you want to do that. You know, I've got this little tool that I've been working on developing for all of my clients out here. Helps to really understand the message of the markets out here. The dark blue area, that's places where you're looking to take long positions out here. The light blue area tells you you've got a strong move that is underway. Yellow is a caution. Caution just means really take a look at tightening your stops. And this is a daily chart out here, and just very helpful because we're all visual. In this case here, you can see, with regard to candle formations out here, you had this little high wave candle. That was on the trading session. Give me a moment here. We'll pull that up on the screen. That was on the session of November the 9th out there. Now, it's not to be used. High wave candles aren't used for either a support or resistance. They just simply tell you that the market, in essence, has lost its way. So that was an indication that, okay, another cautionary sign out here. We saw a little bear sash candle. That took place on November 8th. You see a bearish engulfing candle on November 12th. So we can see that what we've got here in this cautionary tail of the tape right now, what we can see out here is enough candle signals and some other tools that I use out here to say be cautious. Now, this has a movement, an average true range of 90 cents out here. And yesterday, the close on this little doji candle from yesterday also a doji candle means a lot at a resistance level. So you've got some real strong resistance up here. It doesn't mean you exit the trade, but depending on if you you always have to have stops in place, and your stops ought to be either some percentage. It could be 6%, 8%, 10%. It can be a derivative of the average true range. Right now, the average true range on this is 90 cents. It closed yesterday at 27.28. So this is going to move at least 90 cents on average per day. You want to keep your stop outside of that. I would say take 90 cents times at least 1.618. Maybe use that as a trailing stop out there. You'd have to go back and really kind of back test that a little bit to see if you had used your average true range, whether or not it would have exited you from the trade. You can use maybe 2.618. It's another great Fibonacci number out there. That would give you a nice wide berth here. But all we're seeing is some cautionary signs. This nice wide candle that took place, wide-ranging bar that took place on November 6th out there, not until you see a close below that would you start to become really cautious inside of this equity. The problem with that, maybe the problem, I don't know, is that the low of that session is $25.79. It's at $27. I don't know if that's the type of give back that you want to give inside this equity. I always say the first question is when you're inside a trade and you're taking a look at what should I do now is what was your original plan out there? And if we take a look at this here, not enough data really, in my opinion, to give you an A to B equals CD pattern. If I try to identify maybe some channel lines, we just simply come off of the open from January 22nd. Let's see if there's some kind of opens and closes out here. We're probably right in about this range here along the bottom side of this equity. Hard to say whether or not this is the top side. Just simply using the high of August the 1st out there. It looks like that was really a key reversal session out there. So because see what the high the day before was $25 and then it was $25. So it'll act as a key reversal session back there on August 1st. So breaking to the top side, that's fine. It's moving up out there. So anyways, that's my take here on I forget let me put this up here. I forget the name of the company. SXCP. SXCP, that is, give me a moment here, it'll pull up on my screen. That is Suncoke Energy Partners. In the meantime, let's go. So hopefully that helps you. I think that was Russ inside of the Tiger's Den. Let's go take a look at some of the things here that are popping and dropping. How about yesterday we take a look at, let's take a look at Holix, Hologic. HOLX is the ticker symbol. Now, we showed this yesterday, because this equity was moving to the downside and moving down with volume. And what we also did was we put this little rising price channel on the screen here. And folks, if you're just listening on the radio, thanks for doing that. If we take a look at the low of March of 2009, it's a weekly chart we're looking at. We're using the open actually at $9.54. I'm then using the close of the trading session out here from October the 7th. That was at $14.99 out there. And then you've got the close and open of two sessions, the close of June 1st, the open of June 8th. Set up a real nice bottom portion of the rising price channel out there. And yesterday, as price was moving down, and we took a look at this, and we said, look, if Hologix breaks this, that'll be pretty serious because it would be breaking a trend line, a rising channel price area that takes you all the way back to March of 2009. Now, when you put this on a daily basis out here, as I was doing some cleanup of my charts, give me a moment here. Let me get the data out here. Come on, baby. Let's see. Don't tell me I've got a data issue. Oh, that would be a real bummer out here because it's not really showing yesterday's data. What the heck is going on there? Must be something else that I've got open. So I got 5 minutes to work through that. Well, here it's got the volume. Oh, I know a way to fake it out on my system. Give me a moment here. There on a daily basis. What, there's 390 minutes in the day. Is that right? So there. Take a look at this. Let me refresh my screen, see if I can get more of the data. Take a look at the volume that we saw inside here. Just trying to break out my system. Apparently, I've got to reset something here. Yeah, there we go. So in essence, this is a version of the daily chart out here. Take a look at the volume that came into this equity yesterday. 34 million shares. Boy, there's some big support inside this equity. So breaking 1925 would be some serious business inside of Hologix. HOLX is the ticker symbol out there. Not exactly sure why the daily's not working, but I do have some other things that I've been testing that are running in the background, so bummer there. In any event, let's hope that doesn't affect some of the other things that we want to take a look at here. If we look at SNH was a ticker symbol also that somebody had called about yesterday. This thing here, as we were noticing, this had broken through its trend line, broken through its channel line. Looks like this is headed back to the lows here of about 21.92, and if it breaks that low, that's a 0.786 Gartley buy pattern. That will spell some big trouble for SNH out there. Let's take a look at some things here that are popping and dropping. Dropping to the downside this morning, leading the charge is Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. REGN is the ticker symbol. Now, this thing has had a strong-looking stock chart out here. Let's see what kind of volume is behind this move out here. So far today, in trading, doesn't look to be too bad. Only 139,000 shares. It's trading back into this consolidation level now. Broke the consolidation, broke the swing points here with volume. If you take a look at that little doji candle on July 22nd, that was a swing point we were watching. 855,000 shares. It got over with 1 million shares. That really set up that this thing should move up into about the 337 area. It just got a little bit tighter consolidation, made a little doji up here on the trading session of October 1st. See these doji candles, real important up at resistance levels. They give you a ton of information. That actually set up there as the resistance area, new resistance area, being the high of either the doji or the candle before. In this case here was the candle before, 319.83 out here, but actually doesn't look to be too bad. Right now, trading back into the swing point low from October 9th. That has 1.4 million shares. We'll see what kind of volume. And the low of that is 271 out there. So no real big, huge breakdown that I see yet inside of Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. And that's the leader in the clubhouse to the downside as we speak right now. Let's see here. Ellis Perry, that's got a big move to the downside. Ellis Perry is down 20% this morning. And they engage in designing, source, marketing, and licensing apparel products out there. So that must be, see what it is doing. Down big percentage-wise, PERY. Let's go see what kind of volume. Yeah, it's down with volume as well. So this thing is, see where it's coming back. So it's taken out its most recent area of swing point. So here's where it's coming to. Just take a look at that high volume bar. So forget about the swing point it took out. Here's a high volume low from the trading session of November 17th. That low at 13.55. It probably will head a bit lower than that, down to about the 12.22 area. That's got some big volume down there, but on this equity here, big volume is the equivalent of 2.5 million shares. So far this morning on the gap down, doing it with 163,000 shares, taking out a swing point that only had 332,000 shares. So that is on Perry Ellis. Let's put this on a longer-term chart, see if there's anything else that shows up as we take layout. The 46 as we speak right now. Let's take a look at some things moving to the upside out here. You've got Cena Corp, that's up 12%. Let's see, Potbelly. Let's go take a look at Potbelly PB, peanut butter and jelly, I think is better for that ticker symbol. So this IPO came out not that long ago, so pretty hard to figure out how you would trade this. Now this thing here opened at about 28.66, made a high intraday of 33.78. I'm sorry, 33.78, closed at 30.70. This thing is trading up into that swing point high. So we'll see if this can take out 33.78. Looks like that is where it is headed to. That is on Potbelly. Dow, that's off 57 points. S&P down 4. Composite down 10. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 61 points right now. S&P down 4.5. And a quick look in on the Euro-Japanese yen. Saw a nice little counter-trend rally here as we were coming into the 9 o'clock session. That's this little wide-ranging bar that we're taking a look at here. And now we're seeing a reversal of that area. That does not bode well for the markets here today. So, and if you take a look here at the Euro-Japanese yen, as you folks know by listening in to me, that I use this currency pair as the real barometer as to the direction of price inside of the markets. It broke this little rising price channel that it had been traveling in. It had once it did that, it was giving us the signal. Now this is up near the 0.618 retracement level of its leg down from the last high out here to the low that was put in. So made the 0.618 retracement level, was traveling in this nice little rising price channel, broke through that area out there. That says lower price out there. That means, well, what is it saying on the daily chart? We go over and we take a look at the daily chart for the Euro-Japanese yen. Let's do that here. Let me switch over and take a look at that little puppy. That had made that point. There's the same 0.618 retracement area that you're taking a look at, but this currency pair makes better patterns than really anything that I have seen in quite a long time out here. This is suggesting that what we'll see inside the Euro-Japanese yen is moved down to about the 129.50 range out here. What I'm looking for today, we see it close today below 132.92. It's trading at 133.37. Well, number one, you'll see our markets down, I would say, about 125, 130 points or so inside of the Dow. The S&P would be down about 5, 6, 7 points I'm sorry, it's already down 5, about 10, 11, 12 points or so with that type of a move. But what it would also do is give you a nice bearish engulfing candle as it was making its now C to D leg. That'll take us into that area of about 129.50. And it's at that area there at the 129.50 where I expect that we'll see a market put in a decent bottom. For how long, I'm not sure, but put in a decent bottom. But this pattern here, it's drawn in advance, so I know what it is that I'm watching, what it is that I'm looking for. We go back over and just take a peek intraday as to what we're looking at inside of the Dow here. It's made that first retracement, the Dow futures, that 0.382 level, getting up to 15,651 out there. It's working off that sold condition. We can see here that the S&P also making that first bounce. I think ideally, what we'll see, the ideal trade is to watch the S&P get up into the top of the descending price channel. From a price standpoint, let's take a look at where that could be. That's where I will be setting up my next short inside of the ES Mini. That looks like somewhere around the 1760-ish level, 1762. And as long as that descending price channel holds, what we ought to see is a move lower into the bottom of that descending price channel. But right now, the bears are certainly in control of the breadth of the market, and that being the New York Stock Exchange. Right now, as we speak, the New York Stock Exchange is trading off about 33 points. It's down 0.3%, is actually the leader in the clubhouse for the most part to the downside. It's between that and the Dow, but it looks like really the New York Stock Exchange, and we see net declining issues right now outpacing, or declining issues outpacing advancers by 2-1 out there. So the wider breadth of the market is saying it wants to move lower. So just look for this next bounce. Now, this wide-ranging bar out here, we just saw some additional movement come in to the ES Mini. We'll be able to see during this next hour on the radio whether or not this channel lines, this downtrend channel line, whether or not it holds out there. Folks, if you're off to start your Wednesday, have a terrific day. Thanks so much for being here. Love being here with you. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, folks.
Baby, if I could
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.